Cinderella, 2024, Margiela, money in the wall, car telling, mansion in the hills, mall in it, cold in the St. Laurent chinchilla. Me and when I walk, I can spin bigger. Looking in the eyes, see the sin in them. Fuck it, baby, go and bring your friend with her. Young rich bastard, I got 10 figures. Running nigga pockets, I ain't friends with them. 10 years in and I'm still winning. Pillow talk to bitches cause you been tender.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 143 of the Splash Cast, Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie. That is funny because the name of the episode.
Yes, I am your friend, neighbor, Chris Norwood, once again, your HBCU homeboys, having a fantastic pregame. If you missed it, go back and listen. If you went back and listened, you're welcome in advance.
Oh, man, we got a few things we're going to talk about today. Y'all know what we do. It is on Monday Night Raw. We do HBCU news around the culture, followed by, we're doing basketball news around the league. Then we're wrapping up with football news around the league, news around the offseason, really. So y'all know what it is. Let's start out with our HBCU news around the culture. No matter how you feel about Shannon Sharpe, what you can say is that he always reps HBCU. And really, going back to the pregame, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe rep HBCUs and rep, well, really being black, but definitely rep, definitely rep HBCUs all the time. But Shannon Sharpe and the Volume create an internship for Savannah State students to work on the Nightcap and Club Shay Shay podcasts. This is a way for him to give back. It's a way for him to allow HBCU students to get their more skin in the game in terms of sports media and journalism, especially on the independent side, and see how things are produced. How you feel?
Yeah, for me, this is excellent for a few different reasons. Number one, I was a little jealous at first. Like, you know, the first thing that came to my mind was, damn, only Savannah State. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to create these spaces and then take care of the people who helped you get to where you're supposed to. So I had to check myself and be like, well, damn, we got to figure out a way that we can have some interns here at the park. I mean, the Splash Cast, so we can do that for Hampton University students. That's what it's about. As a person who got a degree in sport management, and I was fortunate enough to have an opportunity to do an internship with an NHL team, the Tampa Bay Lightning. It is extremely valuable. It's one of those things that helped me get my first job. And even beyond that, you know, when I was, you know, looking for my first couple of jobs, that was an excellent talking point. I had a unique experience that most of my competition didn't. And, you know, it ended up being very important for me. So I love it. It's great to see that there are so many more opportunities for internships. I remember when I was trying to graduate, where you had to have an internship to graduate, it was tough. Like, you know, the internet was like cool, but you're literally scouring this one website called Teamwork Online every day, just putting in application after application after application. And outside of that, it wasn't a whole lot of opportunity for you to get a sports internship unless you're going, you know, YMCA or something like that. But, you know, for me, it ended up being a godsend, and now I see these new students with way more access, and I love it. It's exciting.
Yeah, man. The fact that you're able to create your own space a lot easier, as easily as you are, and then you grow to the point that you immediately, after really gaining, he really got all of this fame from this podcast and this network in the last 2 months, right? I mean, it was big before, pause. The show was big before, but after the Cat Williams interview, it took off. So now,
But immediately a whole different
stratosphere. Yeah, and then he immediately created this internship. And I understand Savannah State, because at the end of the day, you only gonna have so many. It's not like he can have 20 people working. The internship, they're doing it, they handle social media posts. They also handle working when the show is being recorded as well, getting stuff out and updating prompts and all of that stuff. So you can't have like 10, 12 people, but this could be used as a pilot program is what I was thinking. If it's a pilot program, then maybe you can go to the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn show, work with Prize Picks, or maybe you can go to the Joe Budden show, or maybe you can go to Kev on Stage, All the Smoke. Anything that has to do with your whatever you want to do, media, this is a way for you to go to it.
I will say, and I would challenge other Black creatives that, when you go somewhere, do something like this. Leave a legacy, number one, and create an opportunity all at the same time. That's what it's truly about. And look forward to me, Reggie, having interns soon. It's up around here. Just know that.
St. Augustine student athlete Terrell Robinson Jr. wins the NCAA Division Track National Championship. Robinson ran the 60 meters in 6.61 seconds, representing both a personal best and puts him 8th all time. He chose St. Aug over Texas, Kentucky, and Florida. Shout out to Terrell Robinson, making history.
If you're fast, it don't matter where you go. When we put them spikes on, you got to catch me. How about that?
Yep. And the fact that he decided to go to St. Aug instead of Texas, and still he was able to perform. It's good press for him, but it's great press for St. Aug, who, if you listen to past episodes, they kind of need it. So this was definitely a really good press kit for them. Shout out to St. Aug's track team and Terrell Robinson Jr. 6.61 is crazy. 6.61 is crazy.
Rolling.
That's and really, that's more about acceleration. I think the 100 meters, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sneaky, and Brandon, if you're watching, when you get to the 100 meters, it's more about keeping your top speed, right? How long, getting to your top speed as fast as can, but also keeping your top speed as long as you can. Here, it's about 60 meters is go. You have to get to top speed almost immediately. And for him to get there and did 6.61 seconds,
hey,
a bit fast.
As a person who's never been fast, I don't know anything about this. I was high school position wide receiver. This ain't my bag. Wish it was me.
Yeah, boy. So shout out to Jackson State Excellence, man. We talked about it last week, but they did win their SWAC championship over Alcorn State. They were in the tournament. We picked the game on Saturday Morning Live. Of course, we picked Jackson State to win. And now, shout out to Shador commenting on here. And now they are representing the SWAC in the NCAA tournament. We'll talk about that in the basketball segment, but they actually got the 14 seed. They didn't get the 16 seed.
Shout out to Sneaky, our resident track expert. Brother, shout out to the world, man. Y'all be holding us down.
His brother is an Olympian now. So,
oh, yeah. I'm giving credit where it is due. Punch the card. Correct. But congratulations to Jackson State. Jackson State and FAMU programs just... And, I mean, you got to throw Norfolk State in there with boys and girls. But just, it's something about Jackson State and FAMU where they're really, at this moment, they're at the pinnacle of Black college sports. And they're doing it, seemingly the right way. Their media is on point. Their coaches are on point. And the product they put out is on point. Congratulations. Continue to kick ass.
And, of course, Adriana
all the time.
Adriana Avant was as the SWAC women's basketball tournament player MVP. She finished the championship game with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 block. So, shout out to Miss Adriana Avant. Please forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. But since you brought all that up about Jackson State while we transition to the rest of these, oh, my bad. Yeah, transition. Since we brought up that Jackson State went to the next level. You're correct. Jackson State went to the next level seemingly when Deion got there. Their social media presence improved. Their participation from alumni improved. Their money that they received improved. Their sponsorships improved, and they stayed there. Deion did say we were very, very difficult and we were very, very hard on Deion when he left. But he did say that we've done stuff and put stuff in place that will last for years. And it seems like it's starting to pay off. I really wanted to bring that up because you were very, very upset with Deion.
Yeah, I mean, and I probably will be for at least the foreseeable future. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm a realistic person, though. Like, just because you did something that I don't like, that doesn't mean like I hate you. I mean, this is my favorite athlete of all time. I had a different expectation, and I give him the same grace that I would expect. If I'm gonna do something to piss people off too, it's fine, bro. It's my life. But yeah, they're gonna continue to excel, and you know, what's his name? The coach, TC, is that it?
See,
he's doing a good job with what he has too, man. So, that's important too.
Yep. So shout out to Jackson State for the women in the SWAC. The men, Grambling State University. The Grambling State University. No hate here, dog. No hate here. They won their first SWAC championship and they are the first time in their history are going to the NCAA tournament. Now, they are number 16 seed. They definitely have to play the play-in. But it's a winnable game. But for them to come this far, y'all remember Grambling State's athletic department was in a world of hot water just 5 years ago.
Damn.
Actually, it was not 5 years ago because we reported on it, which means it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So they were in a world of hurt. And for them to turn this around and that athletic department to turn this around as fast as they have, and now they're going to the tournament first time in history, and they beat the 3-time champion Texas Southern, that's a big deal.
Now, let's be real here. They like us now. It's one thing I will say about Grambling. They ain't finna, you're going to fix this problem soon. Just like when stuff happens at Hampton.
Oh, yeah.
Who's fixing it? Who's fixing it?
Right now.
Got these kids ineligible. Who? Fired. That lady got fired. Now, do I think that it was her fault and her fault alone? No. But
public demand, somebody got to take a fall.
Yeah. Appreciate you falling on the sword, ma'am, and all of that. But yeah, that's where it is. That's just how things
That's a good
move around. So
That's a good point. That's a
yeah,
good point.
they're a strong alumni fan base. Hey, cut the shit. That's what it is at the end of the day. Hampton is the homer. Hey, bro, get to the end. How we fixing it?
The president and athletic director said when they first got there, hey, we are about to do a hard reset. We are about to invest in the band.
Power and volume down for 5 seconds. We wipe this thing.
We about to invest in the band, and we're about to invest in our athletics, and that will then bring money into the school. Let me tell you something. Ever since they said that, they have been making moves. They went and got Hugh, even though it didn't work out as they thought it would. Still, they were making moves. They were making changes in strides and decisions to get back to the Grambling that we all know from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Really in the 2000s and 2010s is where they kind of fell off. So shout out to Grambling, man. Shout out to Grambling. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the thing, is being able to get it done. And even though it didn't work with you, man, I appreciate you trying. Like that. It's a lot of schools, they just like, oh, well, we don't have a way to make it happen. No, they're like, hey, we're going to try. And if this don't work, we'll try something else. And then we'll try something else again until it works.
Do love.
Right.
Respect, man. And of course, a shout out to Tremichael Moten for being named the 2024 SWAC Men's Basketball Tournament MVP. In the last night's game, he finished with 8.7 assists and 2 steals. The thing about Grambling and this run that they've had is that they are like the number 1 defense in the SWAC. They are the number 1 defense in the SWAC, followed by, I think, Texas Southern.
Defense.
They put the clamps down, man. And
Atlanta Hawk.
So shout out to Grambling. They put the clamps down and played well. Move on to the MEAC. Let's move on to the MEAC. Norfolk State. Back again.
Sound like Drake, boy.
There's an age joke there. But the Mideastern Athletic Conference tournament champion is our back-to-back champs. Norfolk State wins the MEAC again. They won the MEAC regular season title. They won the MEAC tournament, and they are going back. They pretty much dominated from beginning to end. They got a fan.
And as a school who's looking to replace both of our basketball coaches, is to see a program running like this. Oh yeah,
Most of them I thought you were going. I thought you was about to say we'll go take their coaches, 2-for-1 special. Take your coach, make you terrible, make us better. And the
they already got a boys basketball coach. Women's, I'm not sure about yet. But yeah, congratulations to Norfolk State. You know, those are our literal little brothers, as far as we consider them in this case our little sisters. But congratulations, y'all won. Y'all did it. Can't hate on that.
Yeah, man. They did it, man. They did it. So shout out to them, man.
The other little brother.
Even though this is back-to-back champions for Howard, they were not the favorite. They were supposed to play Norfolk State, who won the regular season, but Norfolk State got upset by Delaware State, if I'm not mistaken. And Delaware State played against the Howard, and Howard ended up winning the MEAC tournament. Back-to-back champs. That's another athletic department that has kind of been on fire the last couple years, man.
And shout out to Van Wilder, a.k.a. Simmer. That town's being 26 years old and winning a championship in college. You're living it the right way, son. You live the life we all wanted to live.
Oh, that's the dude? He's super old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's him right there?
Yeah, 26.
Yeah.
Right.
Ain't he married? I don't know. I ain't gonna speak on that, but I think he's like
he probably got a family.
20. That's what I'm saying. That's where I was getting. I was like, I think he's like super grown. Like he's like real grown.
He old enough to be some of his team-based parent. Good joke, but close now.
Hey, we
I don't know all men Georgia like me, but
I had it. That's all. She finna do what? Have a kid?
Boy, the parents be mad then. Them kids having them earlier and earlier.
In hindsight, they're really not. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We are back. We are back here for the Splash Cast. We were getting... I won't have a lot of editing to do because we were in the transition. Come on, look at God turning a rainy day into a summer morning. Woo-hoo! Y'all like that? Y'all like that?
Bars.
Crazy. That's definitely gonna be in the podcast. Bet you didn't plan on hearing that. Looking at the name of the podcast. Little Thurman.
The name itself is surely complete.
Yeah, the Thurman always gonna be. It's always gonna be a little lily in the valley. Come on now, went to church on Sunday. Yes, sir. But we're back, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We are back. Chinese weather balloons are here. You know, Chinese weather balloons. Y'all remember that? We gonna stick with that. So we are back. We are here. We are going to go ahead and start back with our basketball segment, news around basketball. Y'all know what it is. We talk about NBA, WNBA, women's college basketball, and make fun of men's college basketball. Other than that's not HBCUs. Got a few things we're going to talk about today. There was, I'm going to start out with the high school, actually. Forgive us. Oh, never mind. Somebody said it's Mount Verde Academy in, what is that, Florida?
Yeah, historically known for having elite.
Well, this makes a whole lot. That's like IMG of football, of basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so Mount Verde's entire senior class went to Division I school. The entire senior class of basketball players, all the seniors. Miracle's going to Mississippi State. Sonya's going to South Carolina. They've got a few more. Somebody was going to Georgia Tech. I saw they got Kentucky. Jordy Griggs going to Kentucky. And this is the National Signing Day. So then you also have Corey Allen going to Illinois. Wow. They've got the
What was Brack
and Baylor.
Damn.
Baylor. They going to like powerhouses. Georgia, and of course, Wrestling going to Georgia Tech. So yeah, man, this entire I think there are 8 seniors I counted just then, 8 or 9. 9 seniors are all going D1, man. That's kind of what you want, though.
I would say so. Get that coach a new job. I'm not going to, hey, my whole team's going. Don't ask me nothing until, what's this, 2024? Don't ask me nothing until 2030, bro.
Man, I don't even really have to look up anything.
Yeah, you had a tough time.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, did they win the state championship? Were they in the playoffs? Were they any good? What do you mean? Like you know they made it to at least the championship game.
Fuck you mean?
Yeah, man. So, but shout out to Mount Vernon, man. That still always is something that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's a hell of an accomplishment. I don't care what program you got, and everybody is crazy.
Yeah, I would love to see the largest win they had this year. They probably embarrassed somebody.
Yeah, that ruined some kid's life.
Shout out to Malaysia Fulwiley. She is not the first, but she did sign with Curry Brand, Malaysia Fulwiley from the Freshman of the Year, star freshman
overall bucket
point guard for South Carolina. She is signed with Curry Brand.
Yeah, she signed with Curry Brand. She signed with a barbecue sauce company. The money is there, and she's making it. And she is honestly probably my favorite college basketball player to watch right now. Her and Rob Dillingham, I would like to see them play one-on-one, and just their handle is unprecedented. It's amazing to watch.
I don't think I have a favorite female basketball player. There's too many of them to like for me. Like I like Angel Reese. Like I like all of South Carolina. Like I like everybody.
But Fulwiley's handle is nuts.
Yeah, like insane. She's crazy. Steph says she's changing the way the game is being played. I don't think anybody plays quite like her.
They don't.
Knowing that I can be a role model for other young girls to come out here and do exactly what I did, it's pretty amazing. So shout out to, and I was actually had the question that LSU ran into because they were sponsored by Nike or are sponsored by Nike, and Flage is Adidas. But it looks like South Carolina is already sponsored by Under Armour, so no problem there.
No, it's actually even better. Like, that's like double branding. And for her, hey, by the time she go pro, she gonna have her own shoe. She gonna start out with her own shoe.
Oh, yeah. You about to...
Rightfully so.
Ain't that something? More and more women's shoes are being bought. Like, it used to be like girls used to wear boy shoes, like dude shoes, like Jordans, whatever.
Oh, no. There are a lot of girls wearing Sabrina sneakers. And I tell y'all every week, Sabrina got the best sneaker out. I don't care what y'all say.
Oh, yeah, Juju is tough, too, Sneaky. You're right. Juju might, like, take them on a nasty run.
I like Juju, but Malaysia, oh, my God. Watch out.
Yep. So it has been basically said that the women now own March Madness. According to The Athletic, another article said another giant leap is coming for women's basketball. March Madness is here. They are center stage. The women's stars are shining the brightest. It is the most intriguing. It has the most intriguing storylines, and that's not even debatable. What we're seeing is the women's basketball is a really marketable entity. This could be, that's right, which is written by the Athletic's Nicole Auerbach. Credit to her. She's right. This could be the tipping point as we talk about men wearing women's shoes, like, and not, I'm just talking about for whatever, y'all know what I mean. Women's basketball shoes. At this point, they could really put a stranglehold on basketball and put some pressure on the NCAA men's side. Full stop.
Yeah, I mean, there's such different things. Like even like the game is different, the look is different, but also you have brand recognition because you have these people who come. Like the women make a lot of money in college, a lot more than they can make other places, so they come back. So you get to see this person play year after year after year. So you get a chance to kind of, watch this person grow and matriculate and become a better basketball player. And you've watched their team association versus men's college basketball. If you're good, you're one and done. So you don't really have that same, oh, that guy, I watched him play X amount of years.
The women's game is establishing a new crop of stars. Like you've had the ending of Candace Parker. What's the one that went to UConn that retired early and went to like free men from jail that were wrongly convicted?
Oh, I can see her
playing for the Minnesota Lynx. She's like, she would have been the greatest women's basketball player of all time. She's the greatest Lynx player. She only played like 6 seasons. When you find that, let me know. But you have them. But now, the whole Brittany Griner situation dimmed her light a little bit. Not saying it was her fault, but I'm just saying it dimmed her light and dimmed a light on and shone a light on how a lot of other people felt. Unfortunately, she got strays for that. Maya Moore, there you go. Thanks, Sneaky. But then
that too.
But then you had Liz Cambage, right? She was on her way to becoming the face of women's basketball, and she unfortunately went her way. Things didn't go her way. So, or they did, depending on how you look at it. And yeah, like
for sure.
So you have Asia Wilson and you have Brianna Stewart and you have now Ionescu. But I think the concentration of stars of this class, these next probably 2 classes that are coming out, especially this class, was that Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Haley Van Lith, Cardoza. You got all of those
sounders coming out. Part about this is as much as needs these players to not play 4 years of college. The thing is, they come in with brands. So I mean, it's the same thing like when Caitlin Clark. As soon as they knew that she was going to the WNBA, the Indiana Fever tickets sold out. I mean, at this point, hell, there's no NBA team, there's no NBA prospects. You can be like, oh, this year when this guy, especially this year specifically where the draft is kind of flat. So you don't really know what you're going to get. And whoever the number 1 pick is, like, I think this is going to be one of the lowest heralded number 1 picks in a very long time.
Since Anthony Bennett, this is going to be the worst draft class since Anthony Bennett went number 1 in that class. That men's draft class, and there will be some good players through there that will show up, but there is no established dominant player. Everybody's looking forward to next year. Like next year, crazy.
Yeah, because you got your boy Cooper Flagg, you got the other dude that plays center for Duke. I mean, I think that Alexander Sarr looks to be the number 1 pick, and he's another, very coordinated, talented 7-footer from France, but it's just not the same Wemby type of. And even Wemby was a whirlwind. For him to be that tall and that skilled, he kind of popped up out of nowhere. I mean, there's no other way really to put it.
Wemby, I feel like LeBron had a bigger build-up than Wemby, and maybe because he was overseas versus LeBron being here. Like, Wemby kind of showed up in 18 months and was like, hey, this guy's about to be the greatest basketball ever. You've never seen anything like it. It was like, like even Giannis came on to the scene at like 15, right? And he was drafted at 18. Wemby came in 18 months, dog, and was like, I'm the number 1 pick, maybe 24. But back to the women, though, that article pointed something out that I have said, because they have to stay there for 3 years, and now that the transfer portal is open, this creates so many storylines in women's college basketball because you have players that have transferred, you have people that are basically looking for storylines. They're here. For example, Haley Van Lith played at Louisville. She's famously got beat by Caitlin Clark, and she was talking trash to Caitlin Clark even though they were down 20, and Caitlin Clark said, "Shut up, you're down 26." And one of the best, I think, 2-game moments that somebody could have in terms of talking trash, that in the you can't shoot anyway. But she transferred to LSU. Well, LSU will now have to play Louisville in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Second round.
Yeah.
But they're both slated to win the first game, so it's highly likely, pretty much understood that they will see each other in the second round, which it gives you anticipation for like another, second round isn't typically where it really gets that, competitive, or, it's typically the later rounds, but this, you get your smoke real early, right here, real fast.
Louisville ain't bad now.
Louisville wants to beat them, and I know LSU wants to just destroy them.
Yeah, I think Haley Van Lith, she's kind of struggled finding her spot. She's played well in places, but you're seeing, like, when you play with other great players in the game, it's hard to get a lot of shots, but she's finding her space. Louisville winning would be remarkable, but they would then blame all of that on Angel Reese. So I'm just looking forward to that storyline. But and then you have coaches like West Virginia's Mark Kellogg saying, "Hey, let's send Caitlin Clark packing," as she was talking to the players and boosters and supporters of the team at their tournament announcing party. Let me tell you, as they play them in the second round, and they're both slated to win. Let me tell you what's not going to happen, brother. Caitlin going to go for, and now this is a thing, Caitlin going to go for 70, 75.
I mean,
you got to say it, though, as a coach.
Yeah, like that's the thing. You got to say it. There's also, if you pull it off, it's like the dude who from McNeese State, they called his shot. He said next season, we're going to be one of the best teams, and turned it around. So, yeah, this is, I mean, now we live in the era of clicks, and this is a way to get your program. We weren't going to talk about you any other way. Let's be real here. So you said something inflammatory. You probably going, people are going to wait for you to fail, so people will be watching. And, yeah, now it's the box office. It's interesting. So it's the game that we play at this point.
Yeah, and don't let you go out there and have a good game. Like, y'all barely lose. Like, if y'all barely lose, now all of a sudden y'all on the cusp. You're on the cusp, right? So, and that plays into seeding for next year as well. So it's a lot of storylines in this tournament. Let's go to men's basketball real quick. So, what are we going to talk about first? So we're going to talk about firings and flourishing. So shout out to Joanne Howard, man. We think you did a great, you put in a great effort at Michigan. I think you're a product of the times. He was let go from Michigan after a rough season. You could see that it was kind of weighing on him at the state of that team, as he was getting technical fouls, he was getting ejected, he was going on the court. Just looked like a straw.
You're probably a pro coach.
You think so?
Yeah. Charlotte Hornets, get him on the line.
That's not bad. I would love to see it. That'd be a hell of a jump to go from fired at Michigan to head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. But
I mean, at the end of the day, but he's spent so much time. I mean, wasn't he a Miami Heat coach assistant for a long time too? Oh yeah, if you've been a long-term assistant, you've been, he didn't have a bad. I don't think his record is bad with Michigan. I think it's okay.
It's bad this year.
I mean, but a bad season is a bad season. Like all.
We are SEC football. We are SEC football fans. Sometimes some programs don't allow you to have more than two. It doesn't happen.
Florida, I'm waiting on them to fire. How'd Juwan Howard get fired before Billy Napier to me? It's beyond understanding on my plate, but hey, we just dealing with what we can. Fire baby Billy, remember that.
So, from one end of the spectrum to another, Long Beach State coach Dan Munson was fired after 17 years. But the school said they were going to do right by him and allow him to coach out the Big West tournament. They just won the Big West title and are now going to the NCAA tournament for the first time in over a decade. Ha. Let me tell you what I would be doing if I were Mr. Dan Munson. I'd be talking my shit. Bruh.
Not me. I'm filling out applications. Hey, y'all remember that guy that they just fired? You know the guy that you seen on the news story everywhere? It me. Yeah, and I would love, hey, Michigan. Y'all hiring?
Well, look at that, right? Like, well, look at that.
Right.
Yeah, how does Long Beach State? Let me tell you,
if you're the
athletic director, I was about to say the same thing as the athletic director.
You got me fired. You best not get fired doing this.
You will get fired.
We've never been here before, and you fired me?
Imagine the booster that became a booster like 9 years ago. And like you were they've been terrible for 9 years. And now, because you don't really make a move without somebody knows. Some of the boosters know.
Correct.
You don't really make a move without somebody knowing. You make a move and then they go to the tournament.
That's on you.
Is ugly.
Your fault, your problem, something for you to deal with. And they looking at you crazy. Yeah. Hey, better hope they lose. Don't
let them win.
You a fired.
Price going up. Matter of fact, just give me your salary.
Price going up. And you going out the door. Any door. Find any door. Find it. Get out. Don't come back.
Oh, man. Speaking of any door, let me tell y'all something. There's a lot of things as coaches that you have to do. You have to be sometimes mentors, pseudo parents. You have to be calm in the storm. You have to be able to lead young men and young women at their lowest point. But I don't know if I was Kent State's head coach and Kent State's teammate, I would have to take a knee and pray on the bench before I go into the locker room. And I'd have to talk to each individual student before they go in the locker room. Kent State, the number 8 seed, was up in the MAC tournament championship game at 17-16, 8-10. They are not going to the tournament if they don't win. They were up 61-60 over the number 2 seeded Akron Zips, as I believe is that their name.
Right.
They go up 61-60. Please play. Yes. So they're down 60-59 with 9.5 seconds for those that are listening. Man, Kent State hits the shot with 6.2 seconds to go 61-60, and the teammate for Kent State fouls thinking that they were down 61-60 instead of up 61-60. Look at the coach. And he
emotional damage.
Oh, he's sick too. And they hit both free throws, and that's how they lose. As a coach, right there in that moment, I'll pause it right there. I paused it right there.
I promise to love faithfully.
How do you react in this moment? In this moment.
The Lord above. As a faithful Christian, I just give it all to the
Lord above. Lord, you better send
God. God, if He showed me what I please give me the message from whence I'm supposed to learn from this situation. I need you to command me. I need a spirit of healing. I need patience. I need love. And I'll be honest, it's me. I'm gonna crack a joke. That's my coping mechanism, making jokes at the wrong time. What you expect me to do? Like, I know what my joke is. This is what your career is tied to a child.
He's sick.
I mean,
he's that player is absolutely sick. He's absolutely sick, and they lose the game, and he is so hurt. Look at dude on the bench. Like, he is so hurt, and Akron makes it to the tournament. And I don't think they made it to the tournament recently either. So it's not like but boy, that is a tough way to lose, boy. I don't know what speech I'd have.
I mean, this is what happens when you have collegiate sports, though.
Ooh. Yeah. Now, that would have me watch. That's why you watch the tournament, for stuff like this. As much as we talk bad about the NCAA tournament, I'm going to watch the first couple rounds. I'm going to watch them just because.
Because it's the foolishness. You know foolishness is afoot.
Yeah, it is. It is, man. I can't wait for the upsets. And because there's so much more parity now, that's going to be kind of crazy. Speaking of foolishness, though.
And by parity, it means we don't know any of these players other than Rob Dillingham. Rob with the chest is the real deal, though.
Yeah, Rob's nice. Eddie House, speaking of foolishness, Eddie House's son Jalen House plays for New Mexico. Yeah, New Mexico, over in the Mountain West Conference. They are the number 6 seed. They made it to the championship game, and they ended up winning, and they are going to the tournament as, I believe, an 11 seed. And Eddie House was so hyped. He was caught on tape saying, "That's my mother effing son. That's my mother effing son." As his son was balling, though. He went kind of crazy. Look at that. Ooh, crazy.
Yeah, hey, that's like my Uncle Curtis, y'all. That's you right there, man.
And my boy.
Curtis, not that long ago. He appreciated the podcast. Shout him out. But yeah, man, like, number one, we grew up watching Eddie House play basketball. And now to see him as a parent and like a real parent. A lot of parents don't get that moment to really, you gotta like play it cool. Nah, he's like, nah, that's my son right there. And shout out to Black Dads. We can put you guys.
Yeah, man. He was so hyped, and they made it to the tournament again. This is why you make it as much as we talk about it. I'm locked in. My bad, y'all. I used to like, North Carolina, they used to like wheel in, and when I was in school, at the end of the year, they used to like wheel in the TV, and like we would watch the tournament. Like if you had people, they would be like, "We ain't going outside. We got to watch the tournament." And we would just watch the tournament all day.
We'll be right there. Hey, can we? Oh, yeah, man, they murdered him, man. But yeah, like that used to be the thing. We had them brackets. Teachers used to be irritated by that too. Y'all here to do schoolwork? No, we're not, man. It's March. We're here to watch college basketball. Shout out to Coach Cox. He used to let us watch basketball. Get out of there.
You froze?
We not gonna put him into our foolishness from earlier. Nah. Psychology coach, basketball coach. I mean, psychology teacher and basketball coach. That's my guy.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the basketball segment of episode 143 of the Splashcast. We'll be right back with our final segment, Monday Night Raw. Football.
Wait, hold on. They can like, they can follow, they can subscribe, and they can go listen to the playlist. It's gonna be a Splashcast 24-pack out this week, Wednesday. Ding, ding, ding. That's it.
We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 143 of the Splashcast, Monday Night Raw, our football segment. We are here today to talk about it.
We still here rocking along.
Get
into football.
But before we get into football, there is the Ant Edwards dunk on John Collins. And what makes it worse is that John Collins is now out for the rest of the game after suffering a head contusion during the contest of Ant Edwards' dunk, and he is now out of the game.
Literal murder scene. Hate to see it.
Lord, he dunked on him so hard. Ooh. And then I looked at it. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Damn, John. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. But y'all know what it is when it comes to football news around the league. We talk about college. We talk about pro. So, NFL. There are Reggie's reactions. I kind of talked about a few things, but I didn't get a chance to get Norwood's thoughts on a lot of things. But first, we're going to start out with the hottest news probably in the league. Justin Fields has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Lord, no, Lord. I didn't ask for this. I did not want this.
I wasn't mad at it. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been linked to him the whole time. But when I found out that they traded just a 6th-round pick that conveys to a 4th-round pick if he plays 51% of the snaps,
Which he won't.
so they got him for a 6th-round pick. I got re-mad. I was accepting of Kirk Cousins, but a 6th-round pick, you could have brought him. You couldn't have brought him here. You couldn't have brought him to Atlanta and signed Kirk, because then that would have created a rift. But a 6th-round pick is crazy.
This is immensely frustrating to me. I can't even begin to really tell y'all how I feel about this because I'm so mad. But I'm also not a hater, so I want to be very clear. Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Y'all, there is not a class on acquisitions of course. You got one guy who is a future Hall of Famer, and then you have a project. So you literally have both the present for free because you only had to pay him $1.21 million, and then you have Justin Fields, which is your future, or just an asset that you can get rid of. Because the other part is somebody's going to have a quarterback who gets injured. Then at that point, you're going to be like, oh, funny story, guess what I got here? A quarterback. You need one? You got an ace in the hole.
So
And at that point, you're going to have somebody back in the corner, head in the vice. Hey, we need a quarterback, and we need a quarterback right now. And he's going to be like, hey, what you got? What I want to give me a draft pick. And it's not going to be a 6.
to me, what we've seen in this offseason is a bunch of examples of when you misread the market and you misread how people will react once things go. This was such a mismanagement of negotiating when it comes to the Bears. I understand that they're saying, you know, they did release a statement saying we wanted to do right by Justin, and Justin picked where he wanted to go. That's cool, but y'all already gave up on him. Y'all, at that point, you should have, to me,
Y'all look stupid.
you could have gotten way more, and you should have gotten way more. Y'all look dumb. And to go to the Steelers, of all places, you're right. I would agree with you in saying they have the present and the future. If they didn't release it, I don't know what the Steelers are doing. Because they released a statement yesterday saying that them and Russ, the Steelers and Russell Wilson, are working on planning to work on a long-term contract at the end of the season. So if y'all are working on a long-term contract at the end of the season, end of the 2025 season. Yeah, and you're right. The Vikings did offer more, apparently. And he didn't want to go, which was just insane because you would have played with Justin Jefferson. But whatever. Everybody's dumb. But
And Addison. Like, you.
if you as the Steelers are gonna do a long-term contract with Justin, then I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say your heart is in the right place and you're really there to make him develop, because Mike Tomlin, we do believe Tomlin to be that type of person and have that type of character. But he's definitely somebody getting traded at the end of 2024. I don't know if it's gonna be Russ and you sound team friendly to trade him, or Justin is out of there. Somebody's gone.
couple of the homies yesterday about this, but we're going to go under this camp, and the quarterback is going to compete. And Russell, there is a plan for you to not be starting at the beginning of the season, to be completely honest. Justin Fields is equal to or greater than Russ, you're a quarterback coach. And if you don't like it, we'll find somewhere else for you to go.
At 1.2 million, anybody, you go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and this is Patriots. You guys are idiots. Commanders, you guys are idiots. I can't say the Vikings are idiots. They sound like they put together a pretty decent package. Yeah, the Raiders, like everybody, like the Saints. This could have been your answer for the future.
Yep. And then, of course, as a result, when you bring in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, that means Kenny Pickett is out of there. Funny story about Russ.
Wait, hold on. We got to put the timeline together here. This is what got Pickett fired. And that's how Justin Fields arrived in Pittsburgh.
Huh?
When Russell Wilson signed with the Steelers, he reached out, and apparently the message around the Steelers was Kenny Pickett did not take this very well.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was getting to. That's what I was yeah. So Russ at 12:30 said he reached out. Now, backstory, the story on Russ is he will kind of like, I don't want to say stitch, but like, hey, man, I don't like that guy. Or I did this and he act like he didn't want to be my friend. What are you going to do about it type person?
Yeah.
Like kind of like Carlton kind of thing, right? So apparently Russ, and that has been said by Seahawks and Broncos. Russ reached, I didn't make that. He reached out to Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett didn't take the trade well, didn't take the signing well, didn't like the fact that he was being replaced. And at $250, they traded him for nothing to the Philadelphia 76ers, Philadelphia Eagles.
Might as well.
He will be. G League, NFL, where? At $250, he's out of there. They did keep him in Pennsylvania, close to his family, which was cool. But he's gone, man, and he's now back up.
For Jalen Hurts, boy, you're never gonna see the field. At least you think, well, Russ is older, he might get hurt. Now, you need to be looking for your next team, and it might be the Argonauts. It might be the Ryan Fire. It might be two-hand tag in your church league.
The Ryan Fire, bro. That was the team. Everybody liked them.
Yep. But yeah, that's it for you, little Pickett. Your time has come and has gone.
Other news around the NFC South. Chase Young signs a 1-year fully guaranteed contract with the New Orleans Saints. To me, this is probably his last. I ain't gonna say his last, but this is your last chance to prove that you are not a bust. I think you'll end up being a regular person from there on. I think that he probably could be. He could be like great value Davion, just team to team where nobody really wants to keep you, but we'll try him. He looks the part. But Jadeveon was getting you like 7 to 10 sacks a year. When they start questioning and showing tape of your effort where you're jogging on the sideline, on the goal line, not too many teams and players are gonna stand for that, especially with how specialized football is now, and there's so many trainers and all that stuff and so many people coming out. There's too many people to take your job. He's going to have to prove it this year. This is a prove it contract. The Panthers traded away all their assets. Cameron, they traded away all their assets. They traded away Christian McCaffrey, Brian Burns, DJ Moore, Dante Jackson, and Wade Baker Mayfield. They got nothing for DJ Moore. They gave up a first. They got a first. No, they traded and a first. They traded DJ Moore and a first for Bryce Young. This is So they got nothing.
This is embarrassing because this your team, right? This is what you was looking for.
The most egregious, because they got enough for McCaffrey. The most egregious is Brian Burns. The Los Angeles Chargers offered 3 first-round picks in 2 seconds. They offered like 5 picks for Brian Burns. Or maybe it may be the Raiders. No, that's Las Vegas. Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah.
Yeah.
They offered like 5 picks or 4 or 5 picks, and they said no, and now they got him for a 3rd and a 6th. That's who they traded him for.
Yeah. That's this team. But this is all David Tepper. This is organizational dysfunction. And the only person I feel bad for is Bryce. He
David Tepper is awful. He's awful. Shout out to Dominique Foxworth. He said the best thing David Tepper did was throw the drink on someone. That's how bad he's been. That was the less, I don't even know the term to say that was the best of the worst in terms of David Tepper. This is
the least offensive thing that he's done. Throwing a drink on somebody, on a fan, is the least offensive thing that you've done. Boy, let me tell you, it's a bed and you shitting in it.
Man, speaking of shitting in the bed, dog, the Chargers in the same boat, bruh. Mike Williams, they cut him. Keenan Allen traded to the Bears. Austin Eckler signed with the Washington Commanders. So now they're stuck with Josh Palmer. Was it not Quentin Richardson? Quentin from TCU, the second-year receiver. Justin Herbert. Now they did restructure both of their defensive ends contracts, which is Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. But the Chargers basically closed the chapter on the offense here. They traded away or got rid of both of their receivers and their running back.
Well, allegedly, Lil Birdie told me that they may be reaching back out to Mike Williams after they've kind of cleaned house a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They'll try to, they might try to, fix that situation, which they need to. You surely need to do something because, you went from where you had a high-powered offense that wasn't really the problem. It was the defense more than anything. But now but this is what happens when you're a quarterback, you get paid all that money. They expect you to do more with less.
Yeah.
You better be Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And Keenan Allen basically told y'all in his opening press conference in Chicago, they said, hey, we want to come restructure your contract. And he said, basically, bro, I'm not doing it. I just came off my best season, so I'm not restructuring my contract. And I agree, bro. And I'm 30. Like, no, I got to get paid while I still can get paid.
Yeah.
And we're not good. Why would I restructure him? Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah, we're not. We haven't been good. Like, number one, Mahomes is still over here, bro. It's going to be tough for us to win a championship anyway. Run me my bread, first of all. Number two, I already don't get enough respect in this NFL. You think I'm going to give away my money and disrespect myself?
You right.
No.
You right. When he said he was just as good or better than Mike Evans, everybody laughed at him until he went out there and had 108 receptions for 1,500 yards receiving or whatever he had, kind of going crazy. Let's see. So let's talk about the other 3. They're not under, or 4 signings. They're not under the radar, but I think they're probably the best ones. Honorable mention to Jonathan Grenard for going from the Texans to the Vikings. I think that was a really, really good signing. I think that he is one of the better producing young players on defense, but,
and loved by the Texans. But honestly, I don't think the Texans did the right thing here. Like, I understand getting a Hunter who's better at this very moment than Jonathan Grenard. You're right. But Jonathan Grenard, he's not yet gotten to his peak yet. Hunter is on the other end of that. Like, he's 29, 30 years old. How many more high-level years do you think you're going to get out of him, realistically? versus a guy who, who's still going upwards. You're taking an asset who, to a certain degree, is on a decline or will begin to decline soon.
You assume. The Texans made it to the divisional final last year.
Yeah.
With
and the other part is he's cheaper. Yeah,
hold on. He made it to the divisional final with rookie CJ Stroud, rookie Will Anderson, all those young players. I think that front office looked at this like, we have an opportunity right here to get a impact player that is at the top of his game right now, pair him with the young players, and get immediate results. When you get immediate results, you got to make that move. Daniel Hunter paired with Will Anderson, if he can be what he was in Minnesota, is that is now wreaking havoc on opposing offenses from the standpoint of getting to the passer, as well as it makes your secondary better. You already got Stingley back there, and they're probably going to draft another cornerback because the first round is full of receivers and cornerbacks. So at this point, I like this move. Peace and love the Grenard, but they going for it. This is what you going to have to do it against that man too. You got to get pass rushers. Pass rushers basically are just as important as left tackles now, because you got Lamar Holmes. Lord, if that would be the most best graded player ever.
Oh, wow. Don't make that. Well, he did not mean it. Do not make no Lamar Patrick Mahomes hybrid.
But you got Lamar Jackson and you got Patrick Mahomes, and you've seen those guys, although Lamar didn't do it at the end of the year, in the game, in the championship game, they extend plays. You got to have guys that can track down those players. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars and their new head defense coordinator Ryan Nielsen are going to be a scary matchup, because they got all 6'5", 280-pound guys that can run. And I think when you do that, and that's what you're getting with Daniel Hunter in Houston. I think it's very exciting. So it's going to be crazy. The Ravens. Derrick Henry. You damn right if I'm the Texans, I signed Daniel Hunter, because Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry have finally paired up together in Baltimore, and I think that this just added 2 more years to Derrick Henry's career, because they still have a young dynamic running back there that hurt his knee at the end of the year that's supposed to be back and better. Ravens look kind of scary. Still need a receiver, though.
Now you gotta go get one too, boy. That thing had me asleep.
Chloroform.
But it was. I still say to nobody, like, let me make sure I specify this. This is an excellent pickup, and shout out to the Cowboys for being idiots, not even calling the man. Let me tell you how dumb that was. I don't know what's going on, but that's about as dumb as you can be. Dumb diddy dumb. With that said, great pickup by the Ravens, but still no receiver. Like, y'all, when is enough?
Maybe they get. I wouldn't be surprised if they get Xavier Leggett in the second round. That's one of those guys that is rising up the draft boards. He's from South Carolina. He's famous, if you know. He has that. He's 6'3".
You might need to go draft a wide receiver in second round.
Go draft the what?
If I'm Lamar, I'm telling them, because he's going to restructure. Go get me 2 receivers. Your first 2 picks, I want receivers. Because if you give him Zay Flowers, and 2 more receivers, and Derrick Henry, bro, we can cook now. We can cook. We can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, if they can get a receiver, I wouldn't be surprised if they move up. Like, if they can get a receiver, then they could probably, especially in the second round, like I said, it's a lot of receivers. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry running a read option, and Todd Monken's offense is kind of crazy.
What? Go get me a wide receiver, bro. Two. That's my demand. I will restructure my contract so that we can pay other people. But in exchange, I want 2 receivers.
Yep. Per Adam Schefter, filed by Marcus Spears, Ravens free agent linebacker Patrick Queen has signed a 3-year, $41 million contract. So they lose a little bit of defense to add a little bit of offense. With the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh has had a pretty good offseason, especially the last couple of days. Patrick Queen is a good signing. I think Baltimore is the one team that could probably stand to lose him because of Roquan Smith. And then I'm not going to lie, if I could keep Roquan and trade Patrick McQueen and sign Derrick Henry, I view that as a win in the Birdland. So, but shout out to the Steelers. Steelers get better too, and you got to see him. Now you get to see Derrick Henry, who you were traded for. You get to see him twice a year.
Yeah. Now,
meet me on the field.
Now, the issue with the Steelers is they traded away their one receiver, so they need like 3 again.
Just like Baltimore.
Yeah. Hey, I can't understand that for the life of me why they would do that, but I mean, and they draft so late. They draft 20th. And they looking at Cooper DeJean, the cornerback from Iowa.
Boy, have you seen his highlight tape?
Huh?
Have you seen his highlight tape?
Yeah. They gonna try to make him in this song. Now, I hope he's as good as advertised, because I'm gonna tell you, as a receiver, you ain't tried up by the first white wide receiver since Jason Sehorn, bro. Not me. Not it. You let him lock you up, don't even make them no more.
Yeah. There was a team that, okay, so we just talked about Derrick Henry leaving Tennessee to go to Baltimore. Tennessee, to me, was a team that I thought was going to be bottom of the barrel. DeAndre Hopkins was kind of stuck in purgatory. And then they go and pull off the coup of coups and sign Calvin Ridley to a 4-year, $92 million contract. And he is now paired with DeAndre Hopkins. And they all of a sudden have a pretty good skill group out there in Tennessee for Will Levis.
And they got Tony Pollard. Like, this team is capable.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is best case scenario for Will Levis. You can't double either one of these guys, and whoever gets cornerback 2, thoughts and prayers cornerback 2. It's gonna be rough for them. Because if you think that Calvin Ridley is a wide receiver 2, and now I'm gonna tell you, Jacksonville, I know that this price was expensive, but you might have should have paid the toll.
Yeah, you're gonna give up a second round pick.
I mean, you're probably gonna be looking like this doesn't help Trevor Lawrence, who needed some help. Like, you look at his stats, they're basically Danny Dimes. You needed Calvin Ridley, but I understand it costing a lot of money.
Well, again, if you look at it that way, you got to look at the draft. The draft has so many receivers. There's so many receivers and cornerbacks in this draft that a lot of teams are like, I would rather see if I can draft somebody and add them to it versus having to pay. Because remember, this is surprising because Tennessee, even though it's a new regime, Tennessee didn't pay A.J. Brown. He wanted $100 million, and they were like, no, and then they gave 92 to Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, I don't think they expected the market to kind of crack open like it did. But
I'm surprised he let it.
And they had Tannehill at quarterback then, too. You're not having to pay Tannehill all that money. You got a quarterback on a rookie contract. It allows you to be a little bit more aggressive than other places. So I hate that I've seen a lot of people second guess, like, oh, well, you didn't pay him. No, my money was different. You know, when you go into the mall, and I know what I can afford and what I can't. Now I got a couple extra dollars. I can buy something different.
Yep. And before we get out of here, man, we got to say congrats to, I don't know if I call him, I guess we call him the GOAT. Is he the GOAT? Aaron Donald calls it a career after 10 years, a 10-time Pro Bowl selection, and 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He did this in 10 years. Aaron Donald calls it a career and retires. He had been hinting at retiring for the last, 2 years? So he's fine. He actually put pen to paper, and he has left the game. He is one of only a few athletes to retire after 10 years. The other famously being Barry Sanders, and I think Calvin Johnson is somewhere in there as well.
Right.
So shout out to Aaron Donald. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah. This is an excellent career. And I mean, he took 10 years and filled me off a given minute. Everything he when he was there, I was here to play football at a high level, and he did that the entire time. So yeah, congratulations. I think that, I mean, the writing's on the wall with the Rams that, he's gone. I assume that Matt Stafford is probably got one foot out the door specifically now. So yeah, it's gonna be a overhaul in Los Angeles here, and that's where they fucked them pigs. You remember you said that.
Well, shout out to all the quarterbacks in the AFC West giving Aaron Donald homage, including Kyler Murray, and then saying thank God after he retired. I would be upset too, but the Rams got some. It's a lot of intriguing storylines going into the draft, as it always is, because there's so many teams and so many players. But the fact that they get all of this out of the way right before the draft is the way the schedule is set up for the NFL is genius. So shout out to Aaron Donald, man. Well done. Who was better in your mind, Aaron Donald or J.J. Watt?
And probably Aaron Donald, I feel like he was just healthier.
Yeah.
His availability regularly. Like, I wasn't even thinking J.J. Watt. I thought you were going to say something like, he's close to like Bruce Smith, Reggie White category of guys to me.
Yeah, I mean, J.J. Watt is like 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, right?
Yeah. I mean, J.J. Watt ain't no slouch either now. Let's see that now. He's bad.
He just happened to, like, his body broke down at the end. But
yeah.
Aaron Donald to be in the year, I think what makes Aaron Donald so good is that he came into the league day one. There was no build up. It was like everybody, when they drafted him at like 16 or 18, we were like, Aaron Donald, he's a 6'1" defensive tackle.
They just had the guy, like one of the reporters. They said, like, he had the tweet from when he tweeted, hey, Rams say that Aaron Donald is better than advertised. He's a monster. And this is like day one.
Day one.
How you be good from day one until the end of year 10 is amazing.
And I ain't never been bad.
You know how many, even Julio Jones can't say, yeah, I didn't have some rough years. Aaron Donald, hey, every year that I played football, I was the best.
10-time first team All-Pro. The thing about Aaron Donald is, did you see that podcast where he was talking with DK Metcalf? And they said, DK was like, yeah, I can bench more than Aaron Donald. And they were like, Aaron Donald, how much you bench? He was like, 5. It was like, 5 what? 500. They was like, right now? He was like, yeah, I've been working out a long time. I can bench press 500 pounds, 500 pounds right now. DK was like,
can I change?
I bench 350. I don't know what you talking about. Yeah, Aaron Donald is one of those defensive tackles. He's a better Grady Jarrett. When they show Aaron Donald and Grady Jarrett, they're those defensive tackles that are 6'1", 6'2", 295, 305 pounds, but they have no body fat. Like, they have a six-pack.
Yep.
At that point, he trains with knives.
Yeah.
He's been
training his whole life. Like, they did the whole story on him and his dad. Yeah, we've always been football players. Since he came out the womb, he's been this good.
Yeah. Birth, genetics. So, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of episode 143 of the Splash Cast. Talked about NFL, NBA, HBCU, and pregame. Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
We also talked about Anthony Black and Grady Dick. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for rocking with us. Please, please, please,
That's
please
funny.
listen to the pregame. There are jokes there. Also, please like, follow, and subscribe. Number one. More Black baseball as we begin to get ready for this baseball season. It looks like Spencer Strider may. I know I'm talking about Black baseball, but Spencer Strider might have a curveball. Let's be real here. If he has a curveball to go with that fastball, I hear Cy Young. Number two, more Black cowboys and cowgirls. Number 3, the HBC your cousin went to, your auntie went to, the person you used to kiki in the back of the church with, the person who you make jokes about, Anthony Black and Grady Dick, send some money over there to their HBCU, the Historically Black College University in your neighborhood, the one you go to for homecoming, step shows, to just be on the yard or be around young people. Please send some money over there. We need to support HBCUs. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all of the world, the Hampton University. We only ask for $18.68 on behalf of the year that the school was founded. Thank you guys for rocking with us again. Episode 143. It's been an adventure today.
Yep.
And go Falcons.
Yep. We out of here. Peace. Y'all love y'all. Y'all stay safe. See y'all.
It's me, amigo.
Ready recaps Thursdays?
Potty.
See y'all.
This is the Splashcast weekly schedule. You can find us on Monday Night Raw. That is the Around the League edition, where we cover all of the major leagues around the league. Tuesday is the ATL edition, Braves, Falcons, Hawks. Wednesday is when the playlist comes out. It's a Splashcast 24, 12, or 36 pack, just depending on the music. Thursday, for everybody who was not able to catch us live on Monday, they can catch up there on the Around the League edition. And then Saturday, of course, We Bet Beers for Saturday Morning Live. If you ever need to find us, we can be found at thesplashcast.com and, of course, via Instagram at thesplashcast.
Take on my licks, you move, I go retarded.
This a story about my brand new chopper. Name that bitch Chewbacca. It go block, where the nigga blocker. That man hit his mate. By that drama, hit that boy in Impala. Spin a nigga shit like DJ Drama. You ain't got no comma. I done probably hit your baby mom. Wake up early thinking about that money. Gotta move that word. Niggas talking reckless like these 5x6s ain't gon' hurt. Better watch your hoe. I hit her with this dick, you gon' be hurt. I smoke gas and I sip syrup. Play with gang.
Take a second, let me take you back to where this shit had started. I was 9, toting on the 9, shooting BBs at my target. Turned 16 and I start smoking green, and folks thought I was 40. 17, bitch, we was toting straps. Said tripping, trying to spark. Rule number 1, no kill 'em at the spot. Can't get blood out the car. Rule number 2, dump that bitch out the roof, gunpowder, open charge. Number 3, don't shoot what you can't see. We put folks in them boxes. Oh, he ain't strapped, come on, let's catch ones. My shoulders like my armor.
Crazy how they do you when you got no bands. Used to have no fans. Now I drop that shit, they do they dance. Bitches used to end. Now she tryna eat that dick, no hands. I used to be stranded. Now I'm smoking on all type of shit. Hey, shawty did like Pam. Eat that dick.